Hello everyone, today our topic is how to create Google Calendar event for Nifty task. So here my objective is that whenever a new task is created in Nifty, then automatically I want to create a new event with those details of task in Google Calendar. For that I have to build a simple connection between Nifty and Google Calendar. For building this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, I'm going to use trigger and action. In trigger application, I have to use Nifty. In action application, I have to use Google Calendar. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can create Google Calendar events for Nifty tasks. So Nifty is a project management application where I'm adding the task for my team in my project. So whenever I create a new task, I want to capture the details of those tasks and I want to use those details to create a new event in Google Calendar. But I want this to happen automatically. For that, I have to build a simple connection between Nifty and Google Calendar. And for that, I have to open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I have to click here on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect and this will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now here, I want to create a new workflow. For that, I have to click here on this create workflow button and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective, which is create Google Calendar event for Nifty task. And now I have to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I want this to save in this particular folder of home. So I have selected that. Now I'm going to click on create. And this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, trigger and action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and action will just follow that. So we have to set up our trigger first and here my trigger application will be Nifty. So I'm going to select Nifty PM here and now I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab and task created will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this. And now I have to connect Nifty PM with Pabbly Connect. And for that, I have to follow all this instruction. So first I have to copy this webhook URL. And now I will go back to my Nifty account. And here on the profile section, I'm going to open this. And I have to go to profile settings. And in this, I have this option of app center. So I'm going to open that. And here I will go to integrate with API. And in this, I have these two options, create a new app or app for webhook. So I'm going to configure my app for webhook. So I'm going to click here on configure button. And here I have to add my webhook. So I'm going to click here on this button of add webhook. And now I have to give my endpoint URL. So I'm going to paste that webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to paste that here. And now I have this option of task. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this, I have this option of task created. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to create my webhook. So my webhook is added successfully. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see it is waiting for webhook response. So how I'm going to get this webhook response? For that, I have to create a new task in my project. For that, I have to go back to Nifty. I will go back to my home page. And here I am on my home page and I have opened this project, which is Connect. Now for creating the task, I have to go to tasks. And in this, I'm going to add a new task. So for that, I have to click here on this add task button. And I'm going to select the option of task. And now for creating a new task, I have all these options. So first I have to give a task name, designing data submission. And now I have to give my task description. So my task description will be, we have to submit the data of all the final designs. So this is going to be my task description. And I have to select my project, which is already selected, which is Connect. And I don't have any list, so I don't have to select any list. Now I have to give a status. So I'm going to open this tab and to do will be my status. And now I will give a due date. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to select my due date. So my due date will be of 27th Feb. So this is going to be my due date and time, which is 12 AM. And if I want to give any tags, I can do that by opening this tab and I can select any tag that I want to give. My tag will be of high priority. and I have to give any assignees. So I'm going to open this tab and tab team will be my assignees. And I'm going to click on create. And here we can see I have added this new task in my project in Nifty. So my task name is designing data submission. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see I have received this response. So in this response, we have this message of successfully created. So we have successfully created a task and the event is task created. So this means that I have successfully created a task. Now what I want is I want to retrieve the details of the task that I have just created. For that, I have to set up my actions tab. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this, I'm going to search for my action application, which is going to be Nifty again. So I'm going to select Nifty again. And now I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and get object by ID will be my action event. So by this action event, I'm going to retrieve the selected object, task, project or portfolio, etc. by ID. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to connect Nifty PM with Pabbly Connect as an action application. So I'm going to click here on this connect button. I will click on add new connection and I will connect with Nifty PM. As I have already logged into my Nifty account in my browser, so it has detected that. So I just need to click on allow to give access to my account. And I have successfully connected Nifty with Pabbly Connect. Now what I have to do is I have to first select my object type and my object ID. So first I'm going to open this tab and I have created a new task. So my object type will be of task. Now I have to give my object ID and I have received my object ID or task ID in my trigger response where I have connected Nifty and I have created a new task. So I'm going to use that detail and I'm going to map that here. And for that, I have to use mapping. So what mapping is? Mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I have to click here. I will open the response of Nifty PM. In this, I have this data ID, which is also my task ID. So I'm going to map this and I have filled all my required details. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here we can see we have received this response. So this is the name of my task, which is designing data submission. And we have all these project IDs and assignee IDs and subscriber ID. And this is my description, which is we have to submit the data of all the final designs. And we have this due date, which is of 26th of Feb 2024. And this is my timing. But this is in UTC time zone. That's why it is showing in this particular format. And we have this task created at time, which is 24th Feb 2024. So this is going to be my start time. And this is going to be my due time. Now what I need to do is I have received all the details of my task. Now I want to use these details of the task and I have to create a new event in Google Calendar. So for that, I have to set up one more actions tab. So I'm going to click here on this add actions tab button. And in the last, I'm going to use Google Calendar as my last action application. So I'm going to select Google Calendar here and I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab. Create an event will be my action event. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to connect Google Calendar with Pabbly Connect. So I will click here on connect. I will click on add new connection and I will sign in with Google. And now I have to click on allow to give access to my account. So I'm going to click here and I have successfully connected Google Calendar with Pabbly Connect. Now first I have to select my calendars. For that, let me take you back to Google Calendar. And here I'm using this calendar of demo. So I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. And first I have to select my calendar. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this tab, you will find all the calendars that are connected with your Google Calendar account. So I'm going to select this calendar of demo. Now I have to give the title of my events. So I'm going to use the title of my tasks. So for that, I have to click here. I will open the response of Nifty PM. And in this is the name of my task. So this is also going to be the title of my event. So I'm going to select this. And now I have to give the description. So I'm going to give the same description of my task. So I'm going to click here. I will open the response of Nifty. And in this, I have the description. So this is my description. So I'm going to select this. And now I have to give the start date and time and end date and time. So for the start date and time, I'm going to use the task created time. And for the end date and time, I'm going to use the due date. So I want the start date and time and end date and time in these particular format. But we have this in this particular format of ETC and UTC. So what we need to do is we need to add two more actions tab between these two steps. So I'm going to click here on this add actions tab button. And here for changing my date and time, I'm going to use a tool that Pabbly offers, which is date and time formatter. So I'm going to select date and time formatter here. And now I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab. Format date with time zone will be my action event. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to connect date and time formatter. So I'll click here on connect. And now I have to select my date. So first I'm going to change the format of my start date time. So I'm going to click here. I will open the response of Nifty PM. And this is my start date time. So I'm going to map this. And now I have to select the format in which this date is in. So I'm going to open this tab. So this date is in this particular format. So I'm going to map this. And now I'm going to select the format in which I want to change this date. So I'm going to open this tab and I want to change this in this particular format. So I'm going to map that. Now I have to select my time zone. So I'm going to open this tab. This date is in ETC UTC time zone. So I'm going to select that. Now I have to select the time zone that I want to change this in. So I'm going to open this tab and I want to change this in Asia Kolkata time zone. So I'm going to select that. And now I have to click on Save and Send Test to Quit button. And here I have received this result. So this is the time zone that I want to add a new event in Google Calendar. Now I want to do the same thing for my due date. So I'm going to click here on this Add Actions tab button. And again, I'm going to use date and time formatter. And now I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and format date with time zone will be my action event. And I'm going to connect date and time formatter. And now I have to select my date. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to open this response of Nifty PM get object by ID. And in this, I have this due date. So I'm going to map that. And now I have to again select my from format and to format. So I'm going to select the same formats as I did in my previous tab. Now I'm going to select my to format. So this is going to be my to format. Now I have to select my time zone. So my from time zone is in UTC. So I'm going to select that. And I have to select my to time zone, which is going to be Asia Kolkata. And again, I'm going to click on Save and Send Test to Quit button. And here we can see I have received this result. And now I want to use these details of start date and time and end date and time. And I want to create a new event. So I'm going to open this tab of Google Calendar. And now I'm going to map my start date and time and end date and time. So I'm going to click here. I will open the response of date time formatter. And this is my start date and time. Similarly, I'm going to map my end date and time. So I'm going to open this last response of date and time formatter. And this is my end date and time. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to give my time zone. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this, my time zone will be of Asia Kolkata. So I'm going to select that. And now I have to give my visibility. So I want this to visible to public. And if I want to add any guests, I can fill their email address and they will be added as a guests. And this is the event recurrence rule. I don't want this event to recur again. So I'm not going to fill anything here. So I have filled all the required details here. Now what I need to do is I need to click on Save and Send Test to Quit button. And here we can see we have received this response. So this is a positive response and this means that I have added a new event in Google Calendar with the details of the new task that I have created in Nifty PM. For that, let me take you to Google Calendar. And here on Google Calendar, we can see that I have added this new event on 24th of Feb. So I'm going to open this event. And this is my event which is named as Designing Data Submission. And this event is going to end on Feb 27th, 2024, 5:30 AM. I have this description which is we have to submit the data of all the final designs. And this event is created in the calendar of demo. So I have successfully added this event on my Google Calendar by using the task details that I've created in Nifty. Now I'm going to close this and I'm going to go back to Nifty. And to show this in real time, I'm going to create a new task. So I'm going to click here on this Add Task button. I will click on Task and my task name will be Testing. I will give a task description. This is for test purpose. This is going to be my task description and I'm going to select a due date. So I'm going to click here. I will select my due date as 26th of Feb and I have to give a tag. So I'm going to give a tag of high priority and I will select my assignee which is PAP team and I'm going to click on create and I have successfully added this new task in Nifty PM. Now a event should automatically be added in my Google Calendar with these details of the task. Now to check this, I will go back to my Google Calendar. And we can see that I have just created this new event in my Google Calendar automatically. So I'm going to show you this event. So the name is testing and the description is this is for test purpose and it is created in the same calendar as demo. And the due date is 26th of Feb 2024. So here we can see I have just used these details to create a new task in Nifty and I have automatically created this new event by using those details in Google Calendar. So here we can see that my connection between Nifty and Google Calendar is working successfully. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we have built this connection between Nifty PM and Google Calendar successfully. Now let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger and my trigger application was Nifty PM and my trigger event was task created. Then I have set up my action steps and first I have used Nifty PM again as my action application and my action event was get object by ID. Then I have used date and time formatter to format the date and time zone of my and date and time and start date and time. Then in the last, I have used my action application as Google Calendar, and my action event was create an event. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video.
Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.